Okay.
You start or you start?
No, you.
Okay, I'll start. Hey, it's John, and joined today in the workshop by Henry. And if you're like me and many other people out there, this whole coronavirus thing and the epidemic that's going on around the world and starting to really take footholds in different places in the world is leaving you feeling like you need to do something. But what else can you do while you're sitting at home to feel like you're part of the solution of things? And I think I found a really good one for you. If you've got a 3D printer, you can be part of this. You can help make equipment for medical professionals out in the field, in hospitals. I listened to an address through the state of Illinois, where I live, right outside of Chicago, and there was a list of items that were requested by the state of Illinois to the federal government in order to help prevent the spread of and to treat people that are getting sick with this virus. And it was a long list, and of that list, a small portion of things were actually granted and sent. So hospitals are starting to go into shortages of things in certain areas. In areas where the virus is becoming a little bit more widespread, and we're seeing more cases of it, things like the Seattle area, out in New York, obviously over in Italy, and in China previously, and other places, is that things like basic PPE equipment becomes in short supply. Things like gloves and masks and respirators, goggles, gowns, face shields, all those kind of things become scarce. So in order to help, I looked at a bunch of different ways to help, and I saw several different things, and some of them I liked, and some of them I didn't. I saw a lot with 3D printing respirators and masks, and quite honestly, I don't know how the hell you're going to get that really right. We've seen other things take a really strong foothold over in Italy. We had some makers modeling and 3D printing valves for ventilators in hospitals, and there's going to be different needs that come up. But the face shield that Henry is wearing here is something that is 3D printed on a home printer in standard PETG filament. Nothing special, nothing fancy, and it takes about 2.5 hours to print one, and that's it. So using standard filament on regular FDM printers that many of you are going to have in your home and in your workshop right now, I was able to print PETG the frames for these face shields, which again are very simple prints. Take about 2.5 hours to print a set for a mask. We'll give you the top frame and the lower frame portion on there to go on the base of the face shield. Right? So 2 parts. 1, 2.
Yeah, but
that's it.
you have to buy these.
That's a separate thing. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
So the plans and the designs for these came from Prusa printers. And Joe Prusa was looking for a way to help out and found a really good one. And he actually, they modeled up these face shield frames and turned loose their almost 1,100 printers that they use to print parts for their 3D printers that they make, and use those printers to produce these. And they actually cranked out, I think, 5,000 of these in just a couple of days. It's okay. And they printed out about 5,000 of these to give to local hospitals. Now here in the United States, where this thing is really starting to get going now, where coronavirus infections are starting to rise exponentially, there is a concerted effort among some makers in the 3D printing community and other making communities to help out where things are needed.
So kind of like if you were making a mask for a Halloween costume and you printed it would be like hard on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just buy them at like Party Share or something.
Yeah, this is pretty basic design.
Yeah.
It is very simple. It is easy to print. It prints in about 2.5 hours. I've got things down to print a single one off. which is very quick. I print one off, I take the parts off, I throw them into a box. Now here in the US, there is a couple different ways to go about this. I encourage you all to look up Masks for Docs. You can find them on Twitter. I'm sure they have a website by this point as well already. And check out Repcord over on Twitter as well. He's kind of gathering people up together and resources and becoming kind of a central hub for receiving these printed face shield frames. And that's where I'm going to send my frames off to, in addition to looking locally to see if any of my hospitals in the neighborhood here would like to be able to get some of these or to have some of these as a backup or as an extra thing for healthcare workers and first responders that are taking care of folks with this horrendous thing going on right now. So everybody wants something to do and wants to help out and wants a way to help out, and this is a pretty simple one. I will have links down in the description to where to get the files for Prusa, where to send your printed parts once you're done, and some other information about Masks for Docs, because they will help and will take other types of donations as well. N95 masks, disposable gloves, gowns, other face shields, goggles, and get those to hospitals that are in need. So hospitals can register with them there. Makers can register with them there as well. And needs will change as we go throughout time with this whole epidemic that's going on right now. And this gives us something to do that we could feel like we can help out a little bit, right, dude? Which is pretty cool. So how many of these we got so far? Quite a bit. Got a nice little box going here so far.
Still not over 100 yet.
Not over 100 yet, but we're going to get a bunch of them done. We're going to send them off to Repcord, and he's going to put them all together. Down in the description also, I'm going to put my link for Buy Me Coffee. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I will continue to print these things for as long as I possibly can. Or if you want to throw in a couple bucks to help, maybe you don't have a 3D printer, the link to Buy Me Coffee is down below. Any money that's gathered from that over the next month or until this is done with, I will put towards printing additional 3D printed parts to help out medical professionals who are taking on this virus and this epidemic each and every day. So there's another avenue to help. Links are down in the description for the parts if you want to print them, where to send them to, how you can help me out do this a little bit more often. Henry is going to be printing like mad. We'll get him working like a pro with the printers before this is all over with. It's John. If you've got any other suggestions for ways to help, please put them down in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please do share it as well too if you have friends or family who have 3D printers or who might be thinking about other ways that they can potentially help out with everything that's going on. So I'll see you soon. We'll get back to some more regularly scheduled kind of things and fun. We got lots of stuff going on. We're building Henry a droid, building lots of other stuff. We got my CNCs from the Mandalorian. Yes, got my CNC machine going up and running. Suction system for that. Lots of other cool things going on. So we'll get to more of that stuff later. But for now, we're gonna keep printing, keep these printers busy, and hopefully help some people along the way. Right, dude?
Yep. And probably when this whole thing blows over, I'm probably going to be printing a ton of Fortnite stuff if I know how to use the printer.
We'll definitely print a whole lot of Fortnite stuff when this all blows over. Alright, it's John.
Henry.
And Henry saying, see you later.